Hello, hello, how is everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome, stargazers. I hope you are all having a lovely Saturday today. How is everybody doing? Let's see here. Make sure that we've got everything all set up correctly. I hope we do. I hope we do. How is everybody doing today? Let me make sure we are good. Alright, we should be good here. Minimize that, get rid of this, hide that. Okay. Hello, hello, Kaku. How's everything going today? I hope you are doing well. Let me... Alright, everything here should be good. How is everyone? It's a little bit loud on my end. I wanted to try playing a Christmassy kind of song, but it's a little more intense than I had bargained for. Probably would have been best as just general background. Doing good? I'm doing all right. I'm in a good mood today. I'm excited about this project. I'm enjoying doing the Deco stuff. I think it's really fun. I don't know, did you like the Halloween deco we did last time? Because that's what we're basically doing today, is we're doing a winter holiday deco, right? And I'm trying a few new things for it, so it's exciting. Yeah. Alright, let me see if I can get back to my regular music here, and I seem to not be able to know how to do this. Oh my gosh. No, we're not stuck. Come on. Just want to have our... There we go. That works enough. Oh, yeah. I don't know yet how to use a lot of the, music stuff here, so... Forgive me for playing around a bit and not really knowing what I'm doing. I want it to be... There we go. That should work. Okay. Sorry, I'm jumping around with the music. I don't know how to work this. Sometime in, like, Augustish, like, when I was getting to the, to that rushed point in streaming, the music player that I normally use got discontinued, so I had to switch to a new one, and I switched over, but I really don't know what I'm doing with it yet, and I don't really know how it works or how it wants to behave, so forgive me. Hello, Grim. Hello, Vessa. I'm on Twitch this time. Nice. Nice. But yeah, we are doing, wintry deco things today. So it should be fun. And I had a different idea for it this time. We will see how it works. I'm sort of trying to feed 3 birds with 1 scone, right? I have an idea for making it into, deco for, like, people's videos and such. And then, holiday cards. And then there's a deer in the center, and I'm thinking the deer could be a PNG tuber, so I'm curious what you guys think of that. Hello, Blank. Welcome in today. How is everything? Vessa, why? Oi. Asho! I've never heard that term before. It's definitely a different take on it, and it's like, I don't know who came up with it. I'm hoping this isn't the origin. It may have been PETA, and I really hope it's not, but I know that they've used it. And not that I would ever want to support that, but in this case, for that saying, I think it is a better way of saying what you want without being hurtful to the birds. I don't know, I've never really liked the saying, but I like the idea behind it. So I'm hoping that that's not the origin. If it is, then whatever, we can make it into our own thing. But yeah, that's what I try to say now. Just because I think it's better. But yeah. I guess I'm just surprised that you're, like, able to afford it each time. Let's change it to draw 2 characters with 1 layer. That's what I always do, though. I mean, actually, okay, funny that you say that, because it's what I do, and it's actually not probably what I should do, right? It's much easier to have each character on their own layer so that you can work with it easier, and by having 2 characters on 1 layer, I actually make my life a lot harder. So, I like the spirit of it, but it's actually something that I should learn to not do. It's one of those things where you sort of learn as you're doing digital work what is useful and what is not, and that unfortunately happens to be one of the ones that is not. And I'm learning how to get better at not doing that, because I think it's just easier to manipulate things. I actually should be separating things out in more layers. Getting into that habit, because then it's easier to manipulate, like, for animation and such, and it's a good habit to keep. Alright, let's go to our main scene, and I'm curious what you guys think of what we have so far. Let me actually zoom out a little so you can see the whole thing. There we go. So this is sort of the idea that I have for the deco piece. So the deco piece would not have the deer in it. It would just be the presents and goodies here, and then the front banner border, and then the background. And then the deer would be something extra. But I was thinking it might be fun if the deer was a PNG tuber. I've learned to use a lot of layers to make it easier on myself when I mess up. Yeah, exactly. It's like we have these tools digitally for a reason. It's best that we use them. Late but here, not sure for how long, however, I'm up to my eyeballs in bookwork. No worries, Roan, we're happy to have you for however long you can be here. Yeah, I thought that this would be a fun piece. Dear friend is very handsome. I'm glad. I'm thinking of making the deer into a PNG tuber, so, it would be nice to hear, like, if you guys have any input on what you would want to see. What I'm thinking is, like, I make it into a... Well, okay. I guess I have a few different ideas, and I'm curious what you guys think. What I could do is I could have, like, just the one special holiday deer, and it's just something that's, like, very unique, and it's, like, it doesn't have customization, it's just, like, the one character. And I'd probably make it look a lot more ornate. And then the other idea is turn it into a base, and have different ways that you could choose, like, you know, having an accessory, not having an accessory, types of horns, maybe changing the fur color. And it's sort of that, like, you know, do you want to appeal to the masses, or do you want to have, like, your own set idea? And there's sort of pros and cons to both, so I'm sort of curious what you guys would think. I'm debating if I want to start making PNG tubers that are, like, kind of their own characters that can be built from, or if it's better to do, like, a generic thing that can be more customizable. The current book series I'm working on has Perryton in it, so I'm liable to tell you to give him wings and the personality of a golden retriever. Oh, I love Perryton. I don't hear a lot about Perryton. Customizable deer would be awesome. Should I make wings for it now? It's one of those things where, like, you want to put in the work, but you don't know if anyone is gonna want to jump on it. So I'm just like, I could make a base and then maybe make, like, a few different choices and then people could choose. But then I also think it would be nice if you could do, like, collections of things of a certain character. I guess that would make more sense for, like, humanoid characters. This is a little bit more gimmicky. Maybe offer customizable stuff as add-ons for a reasonable price. That could be interesting. I think I want to be making, like, I just think it would be fun to make PNG tubers that most people wouldn't really go for, right? So, like a deer, and I had the work in progress of the horses earlier this summer. I don't want to get rid of that. I still want to pursue the horses. I just need to analyze it again. Tezuto, hello there! Welcome, welcome! That's a really cool name. Kitsune mask. To be on topic, however, I know for me, I'm a sucker for feeling like I made something my own, so customization is my default. That's fair, that's fair. I need to have a version of my mask that's, like, off to the side. I don't have that yet, but I should. My MC in the trilogy is one called Harper, and he's a doofus and somewhat comedy relief. I love that! I think that Perryton would make good comedy relief. First time chatting? Well, hello, welcome in. We are having fun doing, Deco holiday type artwork. Hard to keep track of the 500-something Fox VTubers I follow. Hey, well, I don't know how many foxes you see with wings. So, well, actually, no, there's probably a few. Wings and rainbows? I don't know. I stand out in my own way there. But welcome, pleased to meet you. Alright, so customizable deer. I think that could be cool. This is sort of like... I kind of need to work on it, but I had, like, you know, the base idea of the deer shape, and then I tried doing it a little bit more refined. I think I might want to revisit it, though, because this is starting to feel a little bit too Disney to me. And, the previous one has, what? I'm getting confused with my layers now. A little bit more elegance, a little more softness. So, I think I want to try bringing that back a little bit, but I did start trying to do the refinement, and the horns are gonna be terrible, because deer horns are just really hard to figure out. But what do you guys think? Do you like more of the sort of like Disney expression here, or sort of the more, I guess more animal-like, a little bit more regal feeling? My name is back from Ye Olde Kaya Online days. It's really nice. It's a nice, like, clean one-word name. I'm always a little bit envious of people who have that. I like it. I like the longer, elegant deer more, too. Alright. More like a Miyazaki film? I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess I could, I should also probably look at, Hakul for inspiration. That's their name, right? From, Princess Mononoke? I want to say the deer's name is Hakul, but I can't remember now. Yeah, I think I might want to go for, like, a little bit more refined regal. This is feeling just a slight bit too Disney. It would probably be more expressive, but I don't know. I think there's ways to play with it. So I've been working, I've been sort of working on and off. At the very least, like, the body makes more sense. This was sort of just getting something down real quick. But I'll rework the face a little bit so that it has a bit more air of mystery, a little bit more intrigue. I think that would be nice. I love it when woodland creatures are depicted in a somewhat uncanny, almost eldritch style or manner. Regal, but in an unapproachable and alien way. Yeah, I agree. So this is just a little bit too Disney. I get that. Yeah, there's something a little bit, like this is another piece that I was looking at for inspiration. I don't have the artist at the top of my head at the moment, so I'm sorry about that. I probably should have had it. I have like 50 different reference images of various holiday things right now. So I did not make this piece, but this is also what I was looking at in terms of sort of that regal, ethereal kind of look. This is what you mean, right? Like kind of unapproachable, sort of godlike, a little bit mysterious. Again, this is not my work, and I apologize, I don't have the artist's name right at the moment. But yeah, sort of this mysterious intrigue. I agree. I think that's what I wanted to go with, and then, you know, looking at too many references gets you off in a different direction. So I think I need to pull back. I also have some, like, realistic photos here as well. But yeah, I sort of want to have this, winter spirit type vibe, I think. I don't know if anyone would use it as a PNG tuber, but we shall see. As long as I'm drawing it anyway, right? Also, thank you, Tezudo, about my design. I appreciate that. Alrighty here. Winter spirit is a great way to put it. Yeah. Yeah. Spirit of winter and gifts and goodies. I think that's what I'll probably try to figure out right now. A lot of this refinement, I'm just gonna have to do off stream because it's so... I don't really know what to make of it. This, I at least have a little bit of a direction where I'm going. So, let's see here. There's the front area. And then I'll have the front colors. I'm not really sure what I want to do for this. I know I want to have, like, a bit of a crystal star, kind of the same one in my logo off in the bottom left. I think I want to have a little bit of that, because it's, you know, it's wintry, it's kind of Christmassy. If I was to make a D&D character based on my model, what would it be like? Ooh, good question. Okay, so I don't know too much about D&D, so I don't really know what all of the classes are. I'm not really... I feel like other people who know D&D better could probably, like, pinpoint me better. My whole thing is I work a lot with magic, I'm a wish granter, I have a lot of motifs of, like, rainbows and prisms, which I actually need to enforce further into my brand, because it's not as apparent as it should be. But, yeah, I mean... Wait, in D&D, isn't there a wishcrafter class? I feel like I've seen that somewhere. But I could be wrong. Again, I really don't know too much about D&D, so... As far as typical RPG classes, do you see yourself more support healer or more offensive or attack? Ooh. Probably not support healer, but, probably long range. I'm definitely not, like, I would rarely get out, like, a sword and be right at the front. I definitely prefer long range, but if I have to be more on the offensive, then I could. I feel like I have to explore that more. I don't have a good answer yet. I'm just adding, like, what I think a gingerbread idea should be, more or less. I'm just sort of playing around here. Let me zoom in so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, because that would be useful. No, not a sniper rifle, no. A spell sword? What is that? I've never heard of that. I asked because I like making Pathfinder characters of Fox VTubers. Pathfinder is like D&D, but has far more depth to customization and classes. Oh, interesting. I feel like I knew one person who was into Pathfinder. Magic user with a focus on melee combat? I've never heard of that. Spell sword. That is interesting. I might have to look more into that. I do have a wand, and it does have a few various forms. So I don't really know where that would play into. Alright. Wait, I'm drawing without thinking. I do that a little too much. Where is my reference of presents? I need to start adding different colors. But, like, actually thinking about the colors. This is the one- okay, I love drawing presents. Like, don't get me wrong. I adore drawing presents. I'm so bad at, like, balancing the different colors of presents. You know what I mean? Like, you have a giant pile of stuff. I'm not very good at balancing the colors of the pile of stuff. I don't know. Can anyone relate to that, or am I totally off the mark there? Got a jet? Alright, Ron. Thank you for stopping by, and all the best with the work you're doing. I'd probably be a druid. Multichromatic crystals might not be the conventional nature environment, but it's one nonetheless. See, the interesting thing about crystals is I sort of see it as, like, both an element of nature and of beyond nature. You know, as above, so below, and all of that. Crystals, sort of, to me anyway, are like, sort of a bridge between the natural world and the higher worlds. That's sort of why I have the whole crystal prism branding thing. A wand that transforms? Yeah, I haven't spoken about that much. I don't have it, I don't have it very clear. But essentially, like, this tip on the screen here is sort of the tip of my wand. So I can use it more like a paintbrush and as a wand itself, and then, other forms have yet to be seen. Spell sword is less of a class, but the archetype of a character who does both magic and melee. Oh, interesting, okay. What? Sorry. I'm talking and chatting and not able to... Ocarina, hello. This song slaps. It's Ruby and Sapphire. Astra, hello! Welcome in! How are you doing? I feel like it's been a while. Has it been a while, or am I just, like, losing my mind? Because that is also extremely possible. With some know-how and a little homebrew magic, you can create almost any kind of character in Pathfinder. It's why I love it so much. Oh, interesting. Doing good, and it has been a while. Oh, okay. Well, it's lovely to see you. I am so bad at trying to figure out good present color. Why is this always so hard to balance? Can someone tell me that? Why is this always such a tricky balance to have? I'm just trying to show, like, okay, this is going to be gold with, like, a scarlet red. And then there's probably gonna be, like, green here. I don't know, I see this area as being green. Maybe it needs like a... I could do a light green with dark... No, probably dark with a light green. Maybe this could be a yellow? Would this work well with gold? Maybe. And then this rabbit's probably gonna be a light color. I have to make sure he doesn't stand out and, like, blend into the snow. And let's see, we're gonna give him a scarf, and he's gonna have, like, some plaid patterns, because I think that would be cute. Like, wintry plaid, right? And this could be like a purple, maybe? That is not a good purple for Christmas. Yeah, that's better. Purple and silver could look nice. Let's try that. Purple and silver. Do you see what I mean? Where it's just really hard to balance the color of presents? It's just tricky. It just doesn't come super naturally. Let's have cookies here. And then we have another types of cookies here. Does anyone ever have these? The drop cookies? I love the drop cookies. Ba, ba, ba. And then this was, I think I was gonna make this fruitcake. That feels fitting, right? That'd be like a little thing of fruitcake over there. For instance, my character myself is a Kitsune Paladin. Paladin's like a holy, power-focused, spell sword kind of class. I've been wondering, like, what a Paladin entails in general. Like, I've heard the... Oh my gosh. I love fantasy. I love fantasy ideas and things, but I don't know enough, like, tropes and classes, and I don't play D&D. So I never really understood, like, what a paladin actually meant. There's so many things like that where I'm just like, I kind of understand this thing, but I don't understand this thing, but I've heard of this thing. You know what I mean? It feels silly, but... Tezuto, are you also a fox? I never asked that. You've been talking about foxes, and I haven't asked, like, are you also one? Alright, this needs to be, what do we say, blue? Blue to counteract the blue of the star, maybe? That could be good. Or is that gonna be too much white together? That doesn't quite feel right, does it? What would be a good color for this? Maybe gold? Maybe... See, this is what I'm saying. It's hard to balance other colored things. Or is this gonna be too much brown in one area? Silver? Okay, silver... What if we did, like, a darker silver to count? I need to, like, balance that rabbit. Okay, that could be interesting. And then what color bow would be good? I like silver. Maybe like maybe a whitish blue? I can do a better silver texture. I would just need to get, references of, like, tinfoil. Dark blue or maybe snow blue? What if I did, like, a pattern, so it's kind of like... Yeah, something like that could be nice. I like that. Okay, yeah, silver. Silver was good. Thank you, Ocarina. My mom used to make those with a Hershey's Kiss melted on top. Yeah! It sounds both festive and ominous. Reminds me of Carol of the Old Ones, or just Carol of the Bells, which the former's based on. What, the previous one? These are all Pokemon. Yeah, but I'm special in the way of my custom background trait, being blessed by... bleh! Being blessed by an Inari birth of 2 bloodlines. I'm an orange and black fox whose fire magic is mainly black. Black fire, interesting. I have an ethereal sword I could summon anytime. With every tail I gain, I learn new fire magic and gain more power. Ooh, interesting, interesting. I'm also a Kitsune, but I don't personally serve Inari. I'm kind of on my own in that regard. But I respect foxes who do serve Inari. I see nothing wrong with that. A paladin is basically just the fantasy take on the crusader, warriors who fight for a faith or a belief. Oh, okay, got you. I'm good at the idea stuff, but not the making stuff. Ocarina, you have to understand that the idea stuff is, like, the core of the thing. Like, that is the important part. Being good at the idea stuff is the good part. Anyone can learn the technical side of things, you know? But it's really the idea that lets everything else shine through. If the idea isn't good, it doesn't matter how good the execution is. Right, guys? That's what I believe, anyway. Grendel, hello! Welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you. In D&D and the settings and games inspired by it, this manifests as paladins taking on an oath, vowing to dedicate their life to a specific cause, philosophy, deity, in which they take divine power from. Ooh, interesting, interesting. Recently, my characters experienced a third-person viewpoint of Inari's entire life. Fancy way of learning a skill book to boast one of my main stats. A third-person viewpoint of Inari's life. Interesting. Interesting. Speaking of ideas, I quite like this one. I made a song about a mystical deer, and this reminds me of it. Really? That's cool. Yeah, we've got our god deer here. Our winter god. For those of you who just came in, this is sort of what we're working with at the moment. I've drawn some stuff, I gotta post them on Discord. Yes, do that! Also, if you're new here, and if you haven't joined the Discord, if you would like to join a Safe for Work artist Discord, even if you're not an artist, we have non-artists in there as well. It's also just a better way of finding out when I'm going live, because, you know, YouTube and Twitch sometimes aren't good with that. But if you are interested, feel free to join the Discord, which Vesa has just shouted out on the YouTube side. If you are on the Twitch side, there should be a link panel in the description. Actually, do I have a panel? I actually might not, so let me just do it on the... Vesa's got me on the Twitch side. Alright. Blah, blah, blah. Let me go back here. I had a recent idea recently if I ever make a mascot, psychic, etc. for streaming. A sea squirt feels cute and could fit my theme lore stuff. What is a sea squirt? Is that like a Squirtle? Like a Pokemon? There's only one god deer. RCS, blessings upon his name. I'm just here to have happy magic art fox noises while I clean my kitchen. Sounds good. Ocarina, did you see my mascot video? Is that what gave you the mascot ideas? My fox also knows Dimension Door and Invisibility and Pseudo Haste because of a certain feat, as well as a spell that lets me hold on to a d20 roll to use any time for any other roll I'd have to make. Ooh, interesting. Dimension hopping's cool. I used to do it a lot more. I kind of got tired of it. A mediocre concept executed brilliantly will almost always outshine a brilliant concept executed poorly. I don't know if I would agree with that, honestly. I don't know if I agree with that, honestly, Blank. I honestly feel the opposite. Because I really think that there is so much power in the concept itself. And you guys probably already know this this reference, but One Punch Man, right? Now, obviously, it looks a lot, the anime looks very good, the manga looks quite different. And I think it's one of those things where if the concept is really good and the initial work is executed poorly, then the idea can still work and you can evolve and add to it as time goes on. Now, if you're just doing one thing and it just looks really pretty, but there's no good concept to it, it's usually what people call a hotel piece. It's pretty, there's no meaning to it, it's aesthetically pleasing, but there's no deeper message or idea. So, I think that you can have one as a stepping stone to a better result, and the other is sort of hard to improve upon if the initial idea wasn't strong. That's my personal take on it. You might have a different one. Have I had the chance to actually watch Amazing Digital Circus? Murdoch, my past 2 streams have been of Pomni. Actually. Yeah, I have seen it. It's fun. I win. Thank you, Vessa. It's a real-life creature? A sea squirt? I have never heard of it. I had my big oral exam on Thursday, smashed it. Next one is on the 10th of December, so I'll be studying as usual. I'm very glad that the Thursday exam went well, Grendel. That makes me very happy to hear. All the best with this upcoming one. I hope it goes well. I've been thinking on and off for a while before that. No, that's fair. Yes, Dragon Roost. Thinking of a mascot is quite the conundrum when one is as small as me already is quite mascotty. Grendel, you're basically your own mascot. And I think that would honestly work really, really well for you. You're very merchandisable as it is. Alright. I still can't get these musics to behave. Why can't I just play what I had before? I just want my regular instrumental. Can I do that? That works. Oh, you have to do- oh, I get it. Oh, I get it. I'm dumb. My party is currently trapped in a post-time... I don't know what that says, because for some reason Twitch didn't like it. Planetary? The webcomic version looks so visually speaking, but it was fun. What is... something... blah blah blah. Depending on the specific one, they can have a wide open mouth face. That's funny. The original is also very well written, which is the thing that counts there. The basic idea of One Punch Man is extremely uninteresting, actually, purposely almost. Okay, so you're saying that you're saying the idea can be bland, but the execution could be good even if the idea is shallow. I see what you're saying, because when you first said that, I was thinking, concept to just visuals. So I was thinking of the visuals of One Punch Man. But if you're talking about the bland idea and then making something amazing out of that bland idea, then yes, I think that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, most of our most beloved ideas and stories in fiction are based on the hero's journey, right? Which is, some would say, sort of basic and formulaic. And it's what you do with that, right? Like, one thing I really, really love about old Pixar movies, like the older Pixar movies, were very tied into this idea of, tell me the story in one sentence. And on the surface, it didn't sound very interesting, right? But then what Pixar did with their stories took a basic idea and made it phenomenal. So I see exactly what you're saying, in terms of the idea doesn't sound good, but the execution is good. I thought we were just talking about visuals, but I get what you're saying now. I was only asking because I know you draw lots of stuff you hadn't consumed the media of before. What have I drawn that I haven't consumed the media of? I'm trying to think now. I mean, I guess technically the Hololive girls would count because I don't watch them regularly. I'm trying to think of other things where I haven't consumed any of the media and I just wanted to draw it. I don't know, lately I've been doing, like, a lot of asset-type stuff, or... I'm gonna start forgetting what I've drawn now. A hero so strong they defeat everything one punch is a very unengaging concept, but the unexpected and very nuanced way the webcomic builds on it is what makes it special. Yeah. Some say a bland thing with great execution is Demon Slayer, quite successful, but it won't be remembered forever. Basic ideas are brilliant ideas more often than not. Simplicity is elegance. That last sentence, simplicity is elegance, I think is really important. For sure, for sure. A lot of movies can be cut down to one sentence. The sales pitch for Aliens was Jaws in space. The basic idea or elevator pitch is what I'm referring to. The subsequent creative decision on how to flesh out the idea is what counts. I see what you're saying now. I'll write my hot take again because I'd really like to know your thoughts, Star. I'd say a weak concept made brilliant makes it passable or okay. A brilliant concept, if executed poorly, can feel like quite the waste, but if it's executed just okay, it could still be a hidden gem and gain a cult following. Good execution doesn't mean big budget necessarily. Yeah. I think I see what you're saying. When I was thinking of this idea initially, I was only thinking of two aspects. The ideas and the visuals, and you guys brought in the third aspect. The idea, the way you're telling it, and then the visuals. And I think that third aspect is something very important that I shouldn't be missing. Okie dokie. And with that, anyway, let me figure out what I am doing here with the colors, because everything sort of feels a little gray with all... Look how much lighter that feels when I get rid of the line art. Look at how much brighter and happier that feels. Alright, let's dismiss some of the lines. I think we should also... Where do we need to hide? Now, that's fine. We got our front color. Yeah, let's make this into like a bright blue or something, just so it keeps the lighter vibes. There we go. Because before it was just feeling like very heavy, and this makes it feel a little lighter. That's good. Crooked Gamer, hello! Long time to see, what's crookin'? We are working on what was I calling it? Basically Deco or Decora. So it's like a frame where you can, use the idea for your, my words. You can make shorts and, TikToks with it. We don't have to have a deer. The idea is it's gonna be like a nice background and a nice foreground, and then you can use it for yourself. Gotta dive into studies, so gotta mute and watch the art develop. See you later. Alright, Grendel, all the best with the studies. A good comparison I've seen of this in the field of cinema is Mad Max, or John Wick would also work well here, compared to the prequel trilogy of Star Wars. The former has incredibly basic stories, ideas at their core, but are executed in an extremely inspired way, and use basic stories to explore interesting themes. That's fair, that's fair. You like using swords, magic, and granting wishes? Basically. Yeah, my magic is definitely sort of on the prismatic, ethereal side. Wish granting deals a lot with art and creativity. Swords is just sort of a necessity, maybe? And I also want to start exploring more of the art side, of my magic a little bit more, in the sense of, cartomancy. I haven't explored that too much yet, so it's, like, not really something that I can say that I fully have down, but as I'm developing the wish granting, I'm sort of seeing a tangible form that it can take, and lately I've been guided a lot by cartomancy. So that is something that I am thinking of exploring more. I'm very, very new to that side of it. It looks beautiful. It's kind of like Harry Potter's Patronus. Oh, yeah, true. You know, okay, it's funny you say Patronus, because I didn't know what a Patronus was for the longest time, because I haven't read Harry Potter, right? I've seen the movies, later. I was actually super late to seeing the movies. But I didn't know what a Patronus was. But the Stargazers themselves, the spirits, I mean, you guys are Stargazers, and there are also other Stargazers who just sort of, you know, hang around me, within the forest and within my own dwellings. You guys sort of have your own forms that you take, and the other Stargazers have their forms, but every type of Stargazer can take on sort of this ethereal, galaxy, ghost-like looking form, and it's basically a Patronus, except I didn't know what a Patronus was, or that it was even a thing. So people would see these Stargazers and be like, oh, like a Patronus, and I had no idea what they meant for the longest time. But yeah, I guess you could say we technically have Patronus in a way. Throw cards, give your enemies paper cuts. Using cards like a shuriken. I have a D&D character who's an archivist, wow, that's a tongue twister. Archivist artificer. Lots of work with ink and paper. Interesting. The latter has some big ideas and things to say, kind of fumbles the execution, rendering all the grand schemes distorted and confused. That's fair. You know, one thing with the Star Wars prequels that I think is kind of sad is, like, I really admire, Terrell Whitlatch, who is the artist for a lot of the Star Wars creatures, and she designed Jar Jar Binks, and the poor woman gets so much hate, but she has such good ideas for, like, Jar Jar Binks's actual, like, species that was never explored. Like, she comes from a background of designing alien-like animals and knowing all the biology and all the traits and all of, like, how they would work and live in their world, and she's so good at it. But Jar Jar Binks got her so much hate, even though it's a really well-designed creature. I always feel sad about that. I didn't read Harry Potter until it was all out. I wasn't avoiding or going to the books, but I found books 1 to 3 for $4 used, and that was my first time reading them. That's fair, yeah. The species is fine. I think everyone just hates Jar Jar specifically. No, exactly. That's the thing, right? So everyone hates Jar Jar specifically, but no one gives her credit for the actual concept of the species because they just hate Jar Jar so much. So she gets a lot of hate mail for being the person who designed Jar Jar Binks, and she's like, I'm not the writer. I didn't write how he sounded or what he did. I just designed what he looked like. And she's the one who gets all the hate mail. Patronus is basically a spell that takes form from your happiest memories. The animal appears as depend on the one who casts it. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, stargazers are definitely a bit different, but visually they definitely have a lot of the same takes. Oh, and cartomancy is basically like divination through cards. So it's C-A-R-T-O M-A-N-C-Y. Cartomancy. Stargazers are cute. I need to find a way to give you guys more of a tangible form and tangible idea. If you're new here, it's something that I wanted to try introducing a few months back. Due to unforeseen circumstances, things are sort of on hold with that, so I'm not really sure which direction we're gonna take in that, and as a result of all of that stuff, I've also been exploring a lot of different things I wasn't expecting to get into. Cartomancy being one of them, actually. So it is something that I want to go back into exploring further, but I don't... It's on hold for the time being until I can really develop a way that makes sense for you guys. And I haven't nailed down what that is, or how to express it. Just don't use the deck of many things? What's the deck of many things? That sounds like a problem. Sounds like a Pandora's box type situation. You answered that before you read it? Yeah, no, trust me. I've been thinking about it for a bit. I feel like there's probably things I'm gonna have to adjust and work around and all that kind of stuff. I'm really not sure where it's gonna go. But it's gonna go somewhere. It's too big not to. You guys deserve to have a way to express your forms here. Because, like, the stargazers are you guys, right? Like, I need to have a nice way to deliver this message, and I'm not sure what it is yet, but it will come. On the subject of both TTRPG and basic ideas executed well, this is why I actually argue that the often mocked fighter class actually has amazing potential for character building in RP. Well, it basically sounds like a hero's journey type character, right? It's random effects, gaining a level to losing your soul, lots of random stuff can happen but mostly bad, even things like a meteor landing on you. Sounds like the deck of many things is not something to mess with. Not something I would mess with, that's for sure. Now, my whole thing is, like, light, prisms, crystals, wish granting, lots of rainbow type things. Which is why I don't have any good solid Oshi mark, because it's too many, too many concepts. I'm trying to think of what I'm doing at the moment here. I still don't know what this top area is gonna be. I might get rid of this part. I might just have the candy cane and the bells. I guess I should probably just work on cleaning this up a bit. Not really sure where I should be focusing. Yeah, let's try to do some refinement here, I guess. I guess that would be the best thing to do. Honestly, today, I'm fine chit-chatting with you guys, because I'm sort of in a weird place with the, with this card art where I don't really know where it's going yet, so I'm fine being a bit more chatty. Also, my hand is acting up a little bit, so I'm fine being a little slower and a little chattier today. Precisely because the class is so basic, it imposes only a single limitation on the character. They possess martial prowess. Beyond that, they are a completely blank canvas, which I love. That's a good way to think about it. I like that. Yeah, they can kind of be anything. Which, again, is very much a hero's journey idea. I always get confused as to how to draw scarves. I don't know why. This is good. This is fine. And then usually, like, having a tie here to show that it's sort of flopped over itself is good. I need to have more things I can do on stream where I'm not, like, constantly in the stuck mindset of needing to refine it, but not knowing how to refine it. I picked mine recently. I didn't know about them until someone asked what mine was. What, Patronus? Is that what you're trying to make sure? How did you pick yours? Isn't it something you don't pick? I don't know. I'm not really sure how this kind of thing works, but... Oh, Oshi marks. Sorry. Sorry, I got really confused on the discussion for a second. My bad, my bad. Yeah, Oshi marks are tricky, I think. Like, if I could combine Oshi marks just to make it easier, I would. I think that would make things so much better, but not really a way to do that, sadly. A cleric would likely work best for you. They're like paladins but more magic focused and pick domains to influence their abilities. Wait, is cleric the religious one? I could be wrong, but I don't really know. TTRPGs usually don't exactly follow the hero's journey. Refusal of the call, and even more crucially, any kind of return back to the normal world are usually absent. I went with a wave and a test tube? That makes sense. I could see that, yeah. Their magic is divine? I thought cleric implied, like, specific? Huh. Angry manager noises. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm so torn between, like, wanting to do things on stream to make the stream more visually good and, yeah, I guess we're just gonna be, like, talking more than earlier. I don't know anymore. I basically already have an Oshi mark and all that without ever streaming. What would your Oshi mark be, blank? Clerics draw their power from some sort of divine power, usually a deity, channeled through belief. What if... That poses some interesting... Huh. I don't know. I'm, like... I myself am celestial, so now I'm, like, not really sure if that works. What if you're your own deity? Oh. I don't know. I'm making it harder on you guys. I'm sorry. I'd have to look more into this because I don't know enough about it. I feel like I'm the definition of a Mary Sue, but I kind of stopped caring. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to, like, look into that later, and then if someone asks me this question again, I'm gonna have to be like, so I actually have a solid answer now. Because I have no clue at this point. A cleric does not need to serve a deity, they could serve a cause. I feel like I'm sort of my own fox, you know? Like, I don't really... I work with others, and I like to teach others, but I feel like I don't really align with large causes or with other like, I feel like I'm my own, right? I was saying earlier, like, I don't even work with Inari. I just sort of do my own thing. Whether that aligns with you or not, then that's completely fine. But I feel like I very much focus on the individual in a way. Not to say that that means selfishness, but just sort of like taking your own path. I don't know. That gets deep. That gets deep. Wait, I'm not what? Sorry, all the messages started pouring in, and I don't know what order they're in anymore. I think the chat, like, froze for a minute. Now I'm lost. Cleric, belief in divine power. Paladin, devotion to an oath. Wizard, arcane knowledge. Sorcerer, magical bloodline. Warlock, pact with an otherworldly deity. Oh boy. Bard, not strong power but woos magic into working. Cleric, fangirling over deities. Druid, nature's amazing. Wizard, study hard. Warlock, magic... I'm not gonna read that. Sorcerer, mom or dad, paladin, devotion. Artificer, it's not magic, it's science. Well, not that, for sure. Ah! I don't know. It suddenly feels like way too important of a question. I can't answer this. was just meant to be fun, but I'm taking it, like, way too seriously now. I'm sorry, I don't have a good answer anymore. I'm gonna have to think about that and get back to you. Because I am so lost now. I feel like none of those really work. I don't know, I'd have to learn more about them. I mean, I think the reason that I'm, like, getting way too serious about it is because I still don't know how to just describe myself in general, like, just as a VTuber. Like, I can tell people what it is that I can do, but I've never found any good fitting title. So I've just been either saying, like, I'm a celestial fox, or I'm a prismatic fox that grants wishes, but I don't have, like, a role title, you know? I don't know if I'm a deity, a witch, a mage, I don't know anymore. I have no idea where I fall. And that's probably a result of having fell. So, yeah, that's digging deep, and I'm gonna get back to you on that one. How can I be a good storyteller if I can't even tell my own story straight? I will do more research on it. Tell your story zigzag. At the moment, all my brain can handle is drawing a bunny. That is the extent of my ability today. Is bunny drawing. Not even deer drawing. We can't even do deer drawing today. We can handle bunny drawing. Also, I feel like I should do, like, I want to do a good job on this bunny, because I could just, you know, this could also just turn into a VTuber asset easily. Another decoration, right? I'm wondering if there's any, like, existing VTuber assets I've made that I could just plunk in here, but I don't think there are any. If you didn't know, I've made, like, 30 holiday assets. So if you go to my Ko-fi page, there's, like, a whole section of just winter holiday. And a lot of the things that I have here, I've made into VTuber assets. I'm not just Fox Paladin, because of my ground I could use fire magic of high levels, and magic I normally can't use with a Paladin class. So I'm basically a Paladin Fire Magus. You could use 2 classes at once too to mix abilities and such. Is there any restriction to mixing classes? You definitely strike me as a very unconventional type of fey creature, which is funnily enough the thing that actually gives some types of Paladins, Warlocks, Clerics, Druids their power in some way. Unconventional type of fey creature. That's interesting. Can the bunny make mochi on the moon? This is just a plush bunny, but I can make other bunnies. I actually have a Yuki Usagi asset as well. I have a snow bunny. Also, thank you for the Ko-fi link, Vesa. I appreciate that. If you go to the shop section, there should be a separate tab there, and it says Winter Holiday, and it has like all the Winter Holiday assets that I've made before. And we also have there's also a menorah. We've got lots of different types of things. I've got hats. I got ugly Christmas sweater. That's a really fun one. I like that one. Santa hats, plush. I think I have penguin plush. What else? Oh, I have an elf on the shelf. Lots of different holiday food. We've got cookies, we've got panettone, we've got Yule logs. Lots of different things. It's fun. I like making happy, festive items. I think it's really fun to make festive assets. It just sort of, you know, brings a little bit of that winter holiday cheer. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I finish this off, and then I think the bunny could be its own good asset, and I can just make, oh, you know what I can do? I can change the color of the plaid and make a few variants. I like doing variants, especially if they're fairly simple. I like being able to have a few options. Variant-related things are always just a good idea in general. So you guys maybe were right about the custom deer. Typically, you can mix all the classes. You have to have a stat of at least 13 for a class based on their main stat. It's usually best to stick to 2. I think I would only ever stick to 2. I don't see myself mixing everything. I know people have made monsters using like 4. Dang. I'm gonna start looking into background assets soon. Nice, nice, nice. I haven't done background assets in a while. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to ask the person I made their background asset for if I can post it. I guess I've officially made one large background asset. I'm trying to think if I've made others. I want to do more background assets. They seem fun. I mean, I'm kind of doing, like, sort of half background decoration doing this. But I made like one real background asset before. And that was my first time having done it. I wonder if I'd still have the speed paint for it. I'll have to look into that. I feel like I'm very behind on speed paints as well. So much to do, so little time. Trying to see if I'm actually correctly drawing a square. Let's see, that'd have to be... Yeah, no, there'd have to be more here. I want to mix a science lab and an apartment. Interesting, okay. I don't know how much science-y stuff is out there. I'll have good enough for now. That's fair, yeah. If you do check out, like, there are affordable options on Etsy, but I highly, caution you, because a very large number of those are AI, sadly. AI VTuber backgrounds are a large thing these days, so I caution you if you check out Etsy. And so I'm starting with only free ones I can find. That's fair, yeah. I'm trying to think of anyone who does free backgrounds. The only ones I know of are more abstract. Like Freya Amari does some really nice backgrounds, but they're more on the abstract side. Something to handle, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Noted. I appreciate that. That's strange, but thank you. I will take care of that. That hasn't been a thing before. What kind of wishes do I grant with cartomancy? So, to me, well, okay. Again, I haven't explored cartomancy too much, but to me, it's basically a mirror, and it's sort of the finalized form of the wish I'm granting, right? So, the wishes I grant are typically related to art and sort of helping people get to that idealized version that they want to achieve. That itself is the wish, is sort of the idealized version of themselves, where they live, you know, mascots, illustrations, that whole deal. That is the wish that I am granting, and that goes from a written request to sort of a tangible form, and then that tangible form is sort of in the abstract, in like a form of sacred geometry. And then that gets compressed down back into the tangible in 2D, and that is what is visualized on the cards, is the final result of that wish being granted. And again, this is like all stuff that I feel like I want to explain better down the road. I'm hoping that I will be able to do that in the future. I'm doing my best to get rid of tangents at the moment. There we go. It's a little tricky to parse into D&D. Fancy schmancy system. At the most basic terms, people ask you for things and you draw it into existence. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good way of saying it, I suppose. Am I chalk zone? I don't think so. You wouldn't be able to bring that outside, would you? I forget, was there like a plot that you couldn't let things out? Or that things couldn't survive out? I can't remember. Ultimately, you'd definitely be some kind of deity, otherworldly entity, if interpreted into a TTRPG like D&D, though that's a separate question from what class you'd be. Is a deity not a class in itself? Because it would negate existing classes, right? It's not a class? Oh, I thought there was. It's closer to a species? So confusing. Now, I guess it wouldn't make sense as a class, because that would be, like, I suppose, too overpowered? I mean, D&D does a lot to balance things, right? So, yeah, I can imagine that wouldn't work. No, I get that it wouldn't be playable. I'm using, like, half my brain while trying to understand the words you're saying, while trying to, like, deliver the response I'm trying to give. I'm not doing well today, apparently. I thought I was fine, and then I got more stuck than I was expecting to get. Some days are like that. I know I've made a gingerbread man. I'm debating on just, like, plopping the existing gingerbread man in there. Or at least using it as a reference. Nice monarch art. That was actually a commission from somebody. They wanted to give it to her. I've drawn Monarch a few times now. It's always an interesting challenge. Yeah, okay, I'm still thinking about the things I've drawn that I haven't consumed the media of. I'm trying to think of what that was. That's gonna throw me off now. Do you guys remember anything that I drew that I hadn't consumed the media of? I mean, I guess maybe that would have been VTubers because I can't watch all of them. And sometimes I just like their designs, but I'm trying to think if there was anything else, because now I'm just drawing a blank as to like what I've spent the past year making. This year has been an interesting year, to say the least. Wait, didn't I have this in front? No, I didn't. Okay, I had it in front of, okay. Layer 1, 2, and 3, got it. Got a new look now since I was gifted a V-Roid model? New outfit more than luck. Ooh, interesting. I feel like I did see the V-Roid because you posted it in Senpai's server, right? It looked nice. This is cutting it close. This is gonna be like... Yeah, that's cutting it close, but I guess it still works. It's making me slightly uncomfortable because you see how this almost looks like it's part of the box? It's like, it's not... It's technically not a tangent, but it's creating the same problem as a tangent. Which isn't good. That helps. That helps. It needs to be like this. Maybe that could work. I don't want it to look like it's part of the box. That's the problem, is the box goes here, but it's so close that it feels like it's almost part of the box. So it's not like, it's not an actual tangent, but it's so close to being one. Alright, that's a little bit better. Maybe this should just be 2. And then doing the bows and everything, that's gonna be a whole separate thing, because I want to try doing the big fancy bows, but they're also hard to draw. I see what you mean, stuff like that haunts me. Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to avoid it, but it's not easy to avoid. But I want to have, like, enough of the layering to look nice. So it's a tricky balance. The question is less what would you be if you were in a TTRPG, and more if you were a regular adventurer, what type of adventurer would you be? I guess that makes a little bit more sense. So, regular adventurer, despite the, species or class or whatever, I guess that would lean more towards mage? Or whatever the one is that's not... Yeah, I probably? I feel like maybe it would just be easier if I said that and then, like, moved on with my life. But I think that, like I was saying before, I think I just got caught up in, like, my own label outside of this. So that's probably what was throwing me off. I like making scrolls. Scrolls are fun to draw. Mage, you could be wizard, warlock, sorcerer. Wizards study sorcerers. It's in their blood. Warlock, it's a gift from someone. Why do they have to keep making it confusing and add extra layers to everything? You guys probably think I'm so stupid with this, and I probably am, but oh well. I have a cleric slash wizard that's going into mystical theurge dual class to have more spells than they could ever need. Half elf, half drow, dark elf basically. Interesting. It's a question of where the magic is coming from. Okay. Wizards study sorcerers, it's in their blood. Warlock is a gift from someone. Huh. Probably not Warlock. You know, in retrospect, I'm not actually sure why I'm, like, making line art for all of this, because I don't actually know the style this is going to be in. I guess line art at least helps get the initial color in one specific area without having to worry about it. This should probably have a little bit more going on, just to make it easier. Yeah, that feels a little bit more balanced. It's worth noting gift is a pretty charitable description. It's usually more borrowed through a Faustian bargain. So, like a monkey's paw type deal? Sorcerer is most likely since you're innately magical? I guess so. Yeah, I'm sort of thrown off because... So, okay. Outside of D&D, like, I've known these words, but they mean something different in D&D, so I think that's why it's throwing me. Like, I'm not used to wizard and sorcerer really having too much of a difference, I guess? But I suppose, like, your explanation in this case makes sense. I don't really have any, like, traditional ancestry to speak of. But I guess that still is the most apt, I suppose. These do not line up correctly. Alright, let's try this. Kyla? I'm not sure what that means, Dark. But hello there. Outside of TTRPGs, these terms are pretty interchangeable and don't have any specific meaning, but in TTRPG, it describes the exact mechanic of how they channel magic. Oh, I see. By themselves, it's generic terms, but in-game mechanics change. I get you. I'm getting thrown off because of my familiarity with the general concepts. Never mind, it's unofficial. Oh, I hate that. I hate, like, when you're trying to look something up, you're trying to, like, learn something new about, you know, something magic related, and you find something that really makes sense, that you feel, like, really resonates, and then it turns out that it's, like, some fan-related thing for their own storyline. I've encountered that a fair amount of times. Hey Star and everyone, just came to say hi. Good luck with the holiday art. Thank you, Talon. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a nice day so far. I'm having trouble making a star because I'm not sure how much should be hidden. But I'm trying to make it look right, more or less. And if you're not careful, it's hard to make look nice, especially when you put these so close to the edge. Why did I do it that way? I should just make it bigger so I don't have to worry. Yeah, it should just be larger. Just be large. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna make a star shape and then fit it in. That will probably be my easiest way of doing this. If you hide all of it, you won't have to draw it. I just want a little bit of it peeking out, but I don't want the entire thing. So I just need to, like, base in how much is going to be drawn, you know? I'm trying to freehand a nice shape here. Sometimes works, sometimes does not. This is not bad. So if I wanted it here, it's gonna look like... Yeah, see, I just don't... That feels weird. Is there a way that I can have that leaning a little bit more, maybe? Oh, my gosh, these tangents, they're gonna kill me. Will that look right? I hope so. Let's try that. Alright, the present's gonna have to be bigger. Hopefully you guys can see what my thought process is at the moment here, as I'm trying to make things feel balanced. This is gonna have to be higher. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe a little bit lower. That should make sense. That's not too bad, right? And I'll make it go a little bit further over. And actually, if this is pushed a little further out, that'll look That'll actually look nicer, I think. Yeah. This feels balanced, that feels balanced, star feels more balanced. There will hopefully be a giant bow here anyway, but that definitely helps. For some reason I thought about that cabbage incident. You mean in Avatar? No, in Japan there was a whole rage incident over animated cabbage. I don't think I'm familiar with that. The only cabbage-related thing I know is Avatar. One of the best things about making a Pathfinder character, as long as you can get it to mechanically work, you can theme it any way you want. Like how my fire is mainly black-colored, stuff you could do could be passed off as being done with rainbow flare and such. Interesting, interesting. Short version, it was so poorly drawn that it caused hate for the studio, and now drawing cabbage good is used as a flex in anime. What? I'm gonna have to look that up later. That's amazing. Oh. I'm definitely gonna have to look into that. The only thing I know is the Avatar part. Now I want to know what anime had like the most offensively drawn cabbage, because like anime's known for having really well drawn food, right? Like it's definitely not going to be a Miyazaki film. That is so funny. I'm definitely going to look into that later. Oh, we can finally draw on the candy cane. I feel like I have to take a cabbage drawing test now to see if I would be worthy at an animation studio. And I'm also gonna like be paying attention to anime now and seeing if they go like way too detailed on the cabbage. That is so funny. I know that cabbage is really good for, like, realistic food. Have you seen that? Like, the fake food that's, like, that looks real and it's used to show off in restaurants? I love how they do that. I should have made this on a separate layer. See, this is why we don't use the term two people on one layer. Because I should have made this separate. Alright, that works. Cheat it just a little bit. So it looks like it could potentially be here. I don't think links work in the chat. But if you want to throw it in the images and media channel in the Discord, then definitely feel free to, because that sounds amazing. There's a spell that lets you turn people into flat painted images on a surface, only if they are willing though. Who would be willing? I mean, unless this is like some, Link Between Worlds thing. I would be Astra. I've done wishcraft work for Astra, so that's funny. There are two ways you can cast it. One lets you still do stuff, the other you're basically in hibernation. I mean, I guess that's kinda similar to Prism in a way, but she's more like a Pokemon, so that's a little different. I'd vote for the sleep. Astra, you're goofy. Depends on the situation, really? Huh. The new cure for insomnia. Should this even have lines, or should this just... Yeah, no, that works. That makes sense, I guess. And this would just be the lines here. Oh, why are large presents so hard to figure out correctly? Maybe I should make that a little bit larger, so it... Ugh. Yeah, all of this, like, trying to worry about the, tangents and stuff is messing with me. I guess that's fine, that's not bad. I'll have to figure out how wide the, bars should be later, based on how I did it last time for the Halloween piece. But I think for the main part, we've got the shapes down here, aside from the super complex, bows, because that's gonna be its own thing. Bows are just hard to draw. Kinda no way around that. I like the fact that there's gonna be a fruitcake here, though. I think that'll be fun. Is this gonna have to also be at a better angle? Yeah. Let's just move this slightly here. So there's a little bit more movement, right? It's not like parallel, it's a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Make it a little bit higher, but keep the same angle. These things seem trivial, but it does add up. You'd be surprised what you can do in D&D. I've played one-shot. That is the extent of my knowledge with D&D. It was fun, though. So I'm aware of how vast the options are, at least. I think that works. Oof. Cookies. Do a place for the cookies real quick. That's a good placeholder there. Why did I try to make the fruitcake so sharp as if it was another present? I don't need to do that. Why? I think I forgot what the fruitcake was for a second. It's not a present, it's just square. Maybe I should extend that a little bit now. Yeah, that's probably better for it. Okay. So we were able to get the base of the line art done here, and then I'll probably work on trying to figure out the blah 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 words. I'll work on figuring out the ribbons and stuff off stream, I think. I think that is probably where we are going to stop for now. I'm gonna refine the deer based on your guys' suggestions to give it a little bit more of that more elegant effect, right? Keep the elegance that I have here and bring it back into the sketch. I'm hoping that for next stream I want to try to have more of the, I want to have the background finished, I think, and I want to have the flat and finished line art for the deer. If I can just get all the line art done and the flats, then that'll be good, and then we can spend some time being more fancy with rendering and whatnot. And then I'm hoping to have this out fairly soon-ish. And then Saturday, we will not be streaming. I'm sure a few of you probably also have holiday obligations. So we will not be having a stream on Saturday, or next Saturday, but we will Tuesday, and we will next Tuesday. So Tuesdays are on, and at the moment Saturdays are off. And I will keep you guys updated in the Discord about that. If you have not yet joined the Discord, definitely consider joining the Discord. We would be happy to have you. Again, if you're not an artist, that is a-okay. It's also just a good way to get the notifications for next streams or whatnot. Thank you, Vessa. I appreciate that. And I think that's it for the the moment. Does anyone have any last questions about things? But I think for the most part, that is where we are wrapping things up. Alright. Well, with that, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world, or the worlds beyond. And well, thank you so much, Stargazers. All the best.